What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am Steve Natto, and as you guys know, this is the channel for all your sneaker related content. On the channel here, I post sneaker review videos, sneaker on feet videos, sneaker discussions, as well as sneaker resale predictions, which is what this video is here. Today, I will be giving you guys a resale prediction on the Nike Air Fear of God Raid in Light Bone. So now this Air Fear of God Raid Light Bone releases on April 27th for a retail price of $190. So what we're going to do here today is just take a look at the sneakers page, take a look at some pictures, pop over to Fear of God's Instagram to look at a few more pictures, and then we're going to take a look at StockX to take a look at real-time pricing to see where prices are. We are 3 days before the release. It is April 24th when I'm recording this, and then I'll give you guys my prediction on where I think prices will fall in terms of a resale prediction on release day. So now to start off, we'll bring you back to the sneakers page. Now the Air Fear of God Raid Light Bone is a really good looking shoe. This is the next collaboration with Nike and Fear of God. We've seen this shoe teased a little bit. We've seen some pictures of it, but now we're finally getting the official release. I'm really excited for this shoe. However, I have to say they're probably going to be very limited, at least the way it's looking right now. I'm not too sure I'll be able to get my hands on a pair, but I'm going to do my best to get a pair and give you guys an on-feet review. So stay tuned to my channel to be on the lookout for that. But nonetheless, the Air Fear of God Raid Light Bone is a really good looking shoe, and it is releasing on sneakers for one, so that is one of the spots it is dropping. With that being said, it's really only dropping at other, citywide boutiques. So your very high, top tier boutiques in large cities will be getting these, and not too many other places from what I've seen. So they are going to be fairly limited. From what I've seen, also, a lot of spots are just doing raffles for them. So, it's up to chance. Not a whole lot of first come, first serves from what I've seen, but I think they will be a little difficult to get your hands on. So be sure of that. But now what we're going to do is take a look at the Air Fear of God Raid Light Bone on Fear of God's Instagram just to get a few more pictures of it. Now, Fear of God doesn't even have a specific store list or anything, or even much information on their website about where they're dropping, so you kind of just have to see what's local to you. That's what I like to show in these videos is, give you guys my scope of what I'm looking at in terms of where I'll be able to see where they're releasing to get an idea of, how many pairs might be out there or just how limited they are. But Fear of God does not do that. Nike does not have any spot on their site where it says the stores that are getting them. So you're really just going to have to do your own kind of research for wherever you are. Just be mindful of where the last Fear of God Nike shoes released and see if that store is getting these. So over here on Fear of God's Instagram, there are some pictures, but there aren't even a ton. These are coming in men's and women's sizing. So now if we hop over to StockX, you guys can see that people who are selling these pairs early, a few days before the release, they do have sizing all the way from 4 to 13. So in my initial prediction, I'm going to give you guys a pricing on what I think men's sizing will be from 8 to 13. However, I will give an idea of what I think these smaller women's sizes will be, but I'm just not exactly sure, as I'm not positive. This is a tough shoe to kind of gauge as it is, and this women's sizing is kind of a random addition here. But if we take a look at this, of course, we could see the Air Fear of God Raid Light Bone. What people are really asking for this shoe at this point in time, 3 days before the release, is around $375, maybe as low as $350 for close to those men's sizes. But then you could see these women's ones are even as low as $250 right now. So there's a pretty wide range, although even at the height you have this 12 for $415. So that's one thing to take into consideration. But the next thing I always do is to take a look at what people are actually paying for this shoe right now. So there's a heck of a lot of bids if we just look at this middle column for $350, $360, and there's plenty of bids beyond that as well, getting a little bit lower, maybe down to $325. But now if we look at this left column, it's really for a whole mix of sizes. So these are really all your men's sizes. Perhaps people don't want the women's sizes as much, or maybe even aren't sure that they're coming out in women's sizing. So another thing to take into consideration. But if we look at this, the highest anyone is paying right now is $361 for a size 8.5. So if we recognize that, know that we are 3 days out from the release, and kind of put this in the scope of other Air Fear of God shoes, especially when considering what the other Nike Fear of God shoes, did in terms of resale prices. My prediction for where I think prices will fall on release day is probably going to be between $350 and $450 for those men's sizes, and I think a bit lower for these women's sizes, so maybe anywhere from 300 to 400. There is a chance that these small sizes do get even lower, but I think this is going to be a shoe where it's going to be very difficult to get, so prices aren't going to dip too much more, and if anything, will spike back up on release because there aren't many places to be able to get these. So as soon as people miss out online on sneakers and realize that they can't pick them up in store, prices are probably going to move up a little bit. So that's why for these men's sizing, I think they're going to stay relatively the same, but I think they could get as low as 350 or as high as 450 on release day. So that is my resale prediction for the Nike Air Fear of God Raid Light Bone. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys are thinking of the shoe. As I said, I'm going to try and pick it up. I'm going to just try my luck with some raffles near me and see what happens. But nonetheless, stay tuned to my channel if you guys are looking for a review. As I said, I'll do my best to pick up a pair. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys can follow me on social media at Steve Natto, and I will catch you guys on the next video.